that this is a critical time for everyone, especially someone in their 70s when they're fighting this disease. And it was all of this in true Trump style, live network coverage with the optics of strength and stability. Let's bring in our political analyst, Larry Gerston. Larry, a lot to unpack here. Is he using this to his advantage right now, and can he do it effectively, meaning battling the coronavirus?
He's going to do it effectively for those who believe in him, his base. There's no question about that. But his base makes up 30, maybe 35% of the people who support him. Look, we know things are turned against the president. He's looking for a means to get back on track. He's hoping to present this position of strength. I can get over it. If I can get over it, you can get over it. It really isn't that much of a big thing. Come on. Get with the program. Let's open up the country. Let's make America great again, if I can use his line. That's the kind of stuff he's doing right now. And the question is, how many people are going to buy it?
Is it working? This imagery looks pretty powerful. Coming in on Marine One, the sun setting behind the Washington Monument. He's talking to everyone on Twitter. And a couple days ago from his doctor saying his oxygen was low. And now he looks good. He looks healthy. Does that work to people that are on the fence right now?
Raj, we know optics mean a lot. But there's more than optics, especially with this case, because we've gone on with this for like 9 months now. And people understand the numbers. 210,000 people are dead. 7.5 million people have contracted this thing. This isn't just lighthearted for many, many people. And so the president is trying to convey this. The question is whether he will. It doesn't look like he will. And there's some polling data out there that really suggests otherwise, particularly among the ones he needs the most. And that's the swing voters. The people are undecided. They're not sure which way to go. Kaiser Family Foundation just recently did a poll of the swing voters. What do you think of the way the president is handling corona? Almost 2 to 1. 2 to 1, they opposed it. More than that, by a factor of 2 to 1, they believe that corona is the most important issue. These are the voters he has to have, not the base. He's got them one way or the other. These are the voters. So we know the voters, A, think he's doing a bad job, and B, corona is the most important issue. That is a double whammy that he has to come over, or get over, I should say, at this point in time.
Larry, you've written so many books on this. You're a professor, you're an analyst, and you know as well as everyone, or as well as anyone, so many voters don't decide until right about now. We talk about this for months, but a lot of people don't decide till right about these last few weeks before the election. They're the votes on the line right now.
Yeah, and to combat that, I should say, to compound it, forgive me, 16 states are now voting. 16 states are now voting, including California, which means a lot of people are turning out now based on what they know, based on what they feel. The president has 4 weeks to turn it around for the rest of the people who haven't voted. So it's really sort of like a situation of diminishing returns. The longer he goes without turning this around, the harder it's going to be. And of course, we're aware that yesterday NBC announced a 14-point gap. 14 points, the Biden's lead over Trump, which, by the way, is nearly double what it was all of 2 weeks ago when it was 8 points. That's a national figure. But you go state by state by state, particularly the battleground states, the president has an awful lot of uphill work to do.
Last question, final 15 seconds. Anything to look for Wednesday night, the vice presidential debate? Anything there that can really sway people?
They each have, Harris and the Vice President Pence, each have something to prove. Vice President Pence has to convince people that the president's done right with corona. That's a tough thing to do. Kamala Harris, we know her, of course. This is a big introduction for her to the country. And so she has to show people that she can be not vice presidential, she can be presidential. So each has something to gain and lose.
There is a lot on the line. Thank you, Larry. We'll talk to you Wednesday.